Hi guys, I'm Lorraine Oest, realtor with Coldwell Banker Tomlinson, here with my friend Natalie Chatfield with Idaho Central Credit Union, and just going to go over some information today about mortgages and rates. So Natalie, what are the rates looking like right now amidst everything?
Yeah, every day is a new day with interest rates, and so here we are on April 8th, and we're 3.375 for a 30-year fixed. And that's really kind of on the refinance side. When we're talking about purchases, we always have the opportunity to get lower rates. And so, while I don't want to quote rates too much while we're on here because everybody's going to have a little bit different picture, I can tell you that if your credit's 740 or better, I have been locking rates as low as the high twos and the low threes. So
Wow.
on the purchase side, rates are so great, and it's really in an effort to ensure that we're protecting all of the buyers that are out there that want to buy a home and giving them the best and lowest rates that we possibly can.
That's crazy. That's crazy low. That's
It's unheard of low.
Right. Yeah, that's just incredible. I mean, it's such an interesting time right now with everything going on, but with the rates being so low, it's absolutely possible that with the buyers that they still have the opportunity to get in on those low rates, depending on their financial situation, which is going to look different for everybody, right? But so what would that look like if somebody is self-employed as far as trying to get approved for a mortgage loan right now?
Yeah, so I mean, for those self-employed borrowers, I mean, definitely some challenges that have come down the pipeline with the current status of the COVID-19. Um, you know, if you're currently working, you're currently accepting clients, and you're currently getting receipts in, and cash flow is coming into the business, then we're just doing what we would do anytime we approve someone for a mortgage. We're getting the last 2 years' taxes. Some people have that 17 and 18. Some people that's 18 and 19 if you've filed your taxes already. And we process the income just as we would. But the tricky part is that when we go through the process and we get pre-approved and then something changes, like the business has to shut down for reasons beyond control of the owner. As a lending institution, we still have to make sure that we can sustain and validate that income. So as long as the business is up and running, and as long as there's current and active receipts, and as long as we can show all the way up to closing that there's some sort of money transactions and income coming and flowing through the business, it's business as normal. So for those of you that maybe are running into a situation where your business did close down, or your business did get impacted by what's happening right now, my recommendation is still call your lender, still reach out to your agent, and let's just get a timeline in place. Let's just get something in place to say, hey, maybe it's not today, maybe it's not right now, but it's not never. And we can definitely talk through solutions and talk through just things that can be happening right now to put the self-employed borrowers that might not be able to buy right now in a position to buy when this current unfortunate situation is over.
Absolutely. Yeah, I think that's a good point because it's almost like everything is on pause right now. So it's not that if this is your situation currently that it's going to be like that forever. It's a lot is on pause, but we're going to hit the unpause button eventually. And now is a good time to talk with a lender, talk with an agent, talk it over with your family and see what your goals are for the year, for your future. And if you're self-employed, and now in your business has to be put on pause for right now, might not be in your best interest to buy a house at the moment. But that doesn't mean that you can't later on. So I think that's a really good point.
Yep.
Yeah, so and what does that mean? So what about if you're a W-2 employee? You're not self-employed, but you're employed by somebody else as
Yeah.
far as the lending goes right now.
Again, pretty much business as normal. We collect 2 years of W-2s, and so everyone should have their 2018 and everyone should have their 2019. And then we collect the most current 2 pay stubs. There's a lot of nuances with underwriting, so I won't get too in the weeds about, all the different ways that income is calculated. But I would say the most important thing is that if we collect the pay stubs and it's, let's just say, for example, the beginning of April, and you go under contract within a week or two, and then there's a 30-day time period between, you know, when you go into contract and when that loan file, your house closes. If anything changes in that time frame to where your hours are cut, your hours, you know, maybe you get furloughed, maybe you're just asked to take a paid vacation, you just need to reach out to your lender, and you have to just let us know so that we can help navigate how to get through that, because it is a requirement for a mortgage loan to get a verbal verification of employment leading up to signing the documents at the closing table. That's generally about 7 to 10 days before closing, but it can sometimes be as like 2 or 3 days before closing, just depending on the timeline of the file and, you know, sort of, you know, that particular situation. And so if we pick up the phone and we call and we ask if you're employed, and the employer says anything to the effect of you're not employed, or there's not income being paid to you, or anything that would indicate or dictate that something significant has changed, then we as a lending institution, and lending in general, just mortgage lending in general, has to put the pause button on and say, peel back the onion, what's the current situation, are we still employed, you know, are you going to be able to make your mortgage payment? And, you know, again, it's business as normal in terms of the documents that we collect. It's just that, you know, things can change day to day. Like, you could have a job today, and unfortunately tomorrow that business could say there's not a job. And so I think it just all goes back to that communication, that, you know, as a lender and as an agent, we're here for the buyer's best interest, and sellers too, and we want to make sure these deals go through. But if we don't have all the information throughout the process, then some things can go wrong. And it's not because we're looking for things to go wrong, it's because maybe the communication broke down. So all I can say in advice for people who are currently looking or shopping or pre-approved that are W-2 employees, just keep the communication lines open. We're all here for everyone's best interest. And I think it's a really important, I think, part of the puzzle, more so now maybe than, you know, before this COVID incident.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's really good advice. And it's, yeah, because communication is always important part of the home buying process with all parties involved. But I feel like it's even more so now. And we definitely don't want to be putting anybody in a position where they, you know, they had a full-time job and now their hours have been cut and they're buying a house and now maybe they can't afford that house payment anymore. So we definitely, you know, wouldn't want to put anybody in that situation either. So it's all about promoting the best interest, like you said, for the buyer and the seller. So thank you so much, Natalie. I think that was really helpful.
Absolutely.
Is there anything else you want to add?
No, I mean, I would just say, you know, for all of you that are out there as buyers or sellers, you know, get in front of your agents, get in front of your lenders. And, you know, I just think it's really important to, you know, if it's being a homeowner or selling a home is something that you want to do, just start the process, start the communication, so that way you're informed the whole way through the process. And, you know, Lorraine at Coldwell Banker is fantastic at what she does. She's an excellent agent and can help you on the buying or selling side. And as far as I'm concerned, you know, Idaho Central, we're happy to help in any way we can, but there's a lot of great lenders out there. So just make sure you're finding the one that fits for you, and, you know, keep the home buying process going.
Great. Thank you so much, Natalie. We'll see you guys next time.
Bye.